So now we're going to take a look at how to use display to create this. So we're starting to get into layout. Okay. So just looking at that, what do you think? How do you do it conceptually? We have to use display. Well, we know about display to achieve that. So we're going to have a container, which will be the green. It's holding everything. And then the thing that's in the menu on the left will be, right, 25% of that container. And then the thing that's in the right will be 75% of that container, the width. And since they're inline block, they'll stack up left to right. Okay, so it's just a little exercise. Let's build it. And here is what it looks like. So the first thing I want to do is I just kind of want to get that stuff in the center. And so I'll build my container, and maybe for the container we'll give it an idea of container. Or is there something else that we could use that's more semantic? Maybe section. Is it a section? It's kind of a section, right? Here's like the main part of the page. Main is for the main content. So it's not really main. Is it an article? Will it stand on its own? I don't know if article's right. So section is just a little bit more generic, so I'm going to go with that. And so now that I have the section deal there, I want to format that. And we'll just do width of this of like, I don't know, 80, 40%. We'll see what it is. 80, we'll do 60%. We'll do 50%. And then we'll do border, 1 pic solid black. And we'll do height. Let's give it 200 pixels. And just so we could see where it's at. Eventually its height will be filled in by the stuff it's holding. And then we will width, height, border, and we'll do margin 0 auto just to kind of center it in the page. Let's see what that looks like. Nothing. Why did I get nothing? Because I forgot to do this, right? How many people were surprised by nothing? That looks pretty good. I'm liking that. It's in the center. It's a container, right? It's got a certain, it's 50% of the width of the page. As I change the page, it's always in the center of the page. The left and right automatically staying equal, right? So now I need to put stuff in it. So there's my section. And if, you know, I'd probably do this with an ID just to make it specific. But we're just building this one thing. And then inside here, I need a nav. This is going to be the primary navigation. And then I'm also going to have another section. And so that, can we have a section in a section? I think so. What's the one we can't have in? Header can't have a header footer. Footer can't have a header footer. So then in here I'll have an H1 and it'll be taco shop. And then beneath that we'll have a paragraph and they'll have some lorem. And then in the nav we're going to have a UL. And we're going to have an LI. We're going to have an anchor. And we're going to have content, which is link 1, 2, 3 or whatever. And we'll do those links there. We'll do like 5 of them, I think there are. So that's my emit. I'll leave a copy of that. And unfortunately, my comment doesn't do HTML. I think it's not associating this as an HTML page. Maybe I need to go in and make sure that this is HTML is being seen as an HTML page. Maybe that association is not correct because it's giving me the wrong comment. So I'm just going to quickly go in here and do association. Does that give me anything? File associations, file types. And we're looking for HTML. And we've got Go, and we've got HTML, we've got star HTML. What's the problem, dog? I don't know why it's not giving me HTML comments. So there's my emmet. Oh, let me put in an anchor. It's going to have href is equal to pound. There we go. And now let's look at it. Notice we got that other section, 50%, right? And it's like flow content. This is the first thing, a UL or a nav, right? Stacked up there, and then this stacked up, and it got this section formatting, so 50%, and then margin 0 auto, and put the border around it, right? So that's how we got that, and it overflowed, correct? So we're going to change this to container. Let's call it container, and we'll give this the ID of container, and then we're no longer going to give it a height, so its height just fits its contents. And then our nav, we're going to do a width of 25%. And our, call this main. Main, we'll do that a width of 75%. And now let's look at it. That's cool. But we want to do display inline block, and in this one we're going to do display inline block, and it didn't quite fit. You want to know why? Let's put a border around everything. Okay, you see the borders around everything? Now watch what happens. Oh, I thought that would be it. So we also need, we changed our width by pixels, so we need to do HTML, body, section, nav, UL, LI, anchor, main. What am I going to type? There we go. And watch what happens if I put this on the same line. Has nothing to do with anything. It's a idiosyncrasy of HTML. That should make no frickin' difference. But it does. All I did was change what line is that on, and space should make no difference. How do I get this up at the top? Yeah, maybe margin. I don't know, margin bottom, just push it up, but that's always going to be something we have to tweak. CSS vertical align. Vertical align. I want a description. Give me MDN, not W3 schools. Vertical alignment of inline or table cell box. That's not us. Line items. Defines how the browser distributes space between around flex items. We're not there yet. Align content. Space around flex items. Flex is going to solve so much for us. Vertical align. We just looked at that, didn't we? Inline or table cell. How did I do it this last one? Let's look. We're going to cheat. Body, dun dun dun, nav, main. So that was held in nav, and my nav, vertical align top. So we were barking up the right tree. Is that what we were looking at? Yeah. All right, hell with it. Said just for text, but let's see what happens. Okay. And what's the one for those list items? List. That's what I thought. List style type. None. Huh? Come on. Oh, I did that in nav. And where do I want that? Try it on the UL. There we go. So that's pretty good. About the same. What if we wanted it where the menu items were across the top? So take this code, get the menu items going across the top. That's your challenge, okay?